I heard somebody once say, when my child grows up and invariably gets in trouble, I don't want her to say, oh no, my dad's going to kill me. When she gets in trouble, I want her to say, oh no, I need to call my dad. Now, we don't want our kids getting in trouble. We don't want them stressing us out. We don't want them calling us with problems. But if in the event that they do get in trouble, God forbid, do you want them hiding from you or do you want them coming to you? Ask yourself this question. Who does your child go to when they're uncertain about things? Who does your child speak to when they're afraid? Who does your child speak to when there's disappointment, when there's failure? Who does your child speak to about those things? Because if the answer isn't you, then there are only two other possible answers. One possibility, the answer is no one. They have nobody to speak to, which means in that case, they are terribly alone, which should pain any parent to imagine a child being that alone. Or the other possibility is they found somebody, or they think they found somebody to trust, and you don't get to pick who that is. So when they're processing whatever they're going through in life, who are they talking to? Who are they getting feedback from? And what are this person's values? You see what I'm saying? I'm coming back to the same point. The bonding is a prerequisite for the transmission of values.
You know the expression, if there's one lecture you should hear, if there's only one lecture you can listen to or see online, this is the one you should listen to. The worst thing in a child's life is having to keep secrets from his parents. No matter what the problem is, if you're keeping it a secret, it makes the problem twice as bad. The event itself, the hurt, the pain, the shame, would not be so bad at all if he didn't have to keep it a secret. So a child who can come home and say to his father or mother, I'm being bullied. What's his name just keeps bullying me, or makes fun of me, or the teacher really doesn't like me. You can live with a teacher who doesn't like you. But if you're keeping it a secret, it festers, it builds, it grows like a monster, and it takes over your entire being. So children who can come home and tell their parents what happened without feeling defensive, without expecting to be punished or criticized, that's what home is all about. I'm talking about young children. Older children may develop a rather noble instinct where I don't want to burden my parents. I have a problem, I'll work it out. I'll find someone to help me, but why burden the parents, particularly if there isn't much the parents can do other than assure you that they still love you. That's a whole different thing. That may be justified at times. It may be very impressive on the part of the children. But that they're afraid to share, that's not a good energy in the home. Children shouldn't be afraid. Home should be a safe place, a secure place. So Rabbi Taub, right on target with that one. Absolutely true. You want your children to come to you when they're in trouble, just like God wants us to come to Him when we're in trouble. That's what prayer is all about. It's God's idea. If you're in trouble, come to me. Why come to me? Because I'll always accept you. I will always be on your side. So if you're feeling a little insecure at school, if you're feeling insecure among your friends, if you're feeling insecure in society, where do you find the safe space? If not in home, if not with your own parents. One of the ways that we make it safe is how we criticize. How do you criticize your children? You can't grow up and never be criticized unless you're a perfect little saint, and then everybody hates you. If you never do anything wrong, nobody knows how to treat you. There's going to be occasion for criticism to a child. But how do you criticize? If criticism sounds threatening, comes across as a ultimatum, then you're not safe at home anymore. If the criticism sounds like your parents are invested, like they care, like they think about you, like they notice you, then it's all complimentary. I'm important to my parents. They notice what I do, and they'll tell me when I'm wrong. It actually increases the sense of safety. Because if I was doing something really bad, I would hear about it from my mother. That adds to the safety, to the security. But if the criticism comes across as get your act together or else, then coming home is not safe. Certainly when you're coming home with bad news, not safe. So if you come home with a bad report card, what do? Sneak into the house and run up to your room? Hide the report card under the bed? What are you going to do? Or do you walk right up to your parents and show them the report card and say, I think I blew it. Didn't do so good. Without fear of consequence or negative consequence. Sometimes you're relieved by the consequence. Oh, is that all? Just a little slap on the wrist? Is that it? Oh, okay. I expected a bigger reaction. So the way we criticize will determine whether a child feels safe at home or not. So be careful with the criticism. Never criticize a child from a distance, like over your shoulder as you're walking out the door. That's like a toss away. What is the expression? You just toss off a criticism. That doesn't sound friendly. If you're going to criticize, it should be thoughtful. It should be face to face, eye to eye, and with only one intention: help the child be proud of himself. Then the child is safe. Because when they get older, you can become a little more honest. You don't have to coddle children forever. But young children, security is requirement number one. You take away security, you've got very little left. So all children should feel safe at home and not have a need to keep secrets, and never be able to be convinced by the bully that they must keep secrets. Because the secret, the stifled expression, is worse than the event itself. If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic, and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there's a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it. These ideas, these messages, this approach to life, this approach to Torah, to meaning, and to morals is vital for the world today, and we need to get this message out to the entire world. It is universal, it's essential, it's indispensable. To support this effort, if you want to be a partner in this crime, check out the link and make a donation. It really helps a lot. And thank you in advance.